What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the space to be. I am K Daz. This is House of Tarot Tallahassee. Today we're talking astrology though. And today's video is about Pisces Rising. So if you're a Pisces Rising, please let me know down in the comments. Give me a little bit of a shout out. Be like, I'm here. I have graced your space. Let me know. Put it down in the comments. I lost my train of thought, but we in Pisces Rising, so I mean, it's said to be, and this video finna be all over the place. I already know, because I didn't try to do like 10 of them, and they've been all over the place, and like, I just gotta go with the flow. So, and I had to get that out. Y'all had to know that. All right, Pisces Rising, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm definitely like, I feel like I'm in the energy right now. Like, I'm in the abyss, okay? And Pisces know what I mean. Pisces Rising know what I mean when I say that. And like I said, this video is a Pisces Rising video. So if you're a Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, this video is not for you. Sorry to say, not today. So this is about if you were born with an ascendant sign or a rising sign of Pisces, meaning Pisces was on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. Not we were sitting in the constellation of, and that's your sun sign. Not it's in your moon, not it's in your Mercury, it's in your rising. It'll say ASC on your birth chart for ascendant sign. Okay? All right, so Pisces rising. Hey y'all, hey girl, hey boy. Yes, let's get into it. So with the Pisces rising, we're gonna go through the birth chart. I'm gonna do the first house, the fourth house, the seventh house, the 10th house, and we may touch on the 12th house depending on how much time we have. All right, so Pisces in your first house. Let's get into it. So if you're a Pisces rising, this is how you view the world, or this is how you want the world to view you, honey. So I always think of my Pisces rising as not only very spiritual, but highly connected individuals. These are your real mystics. These are the people who are not only tapped in, but locked into a spiritual realm, into another dimension. So this is something they don't mind you seeing. This is something that is on, on their person. You know what I mean? Like we may say, oh, they're like hippie looking kind of people. They had their crystals on, they had a dress, they had their loose fitted clothing. You know what I'm saying? This is like a Pisces rising kind of vibe, just going with the flow. I always picture Pisces rising, definitely women, and just like a nice like sundress kind of, just something flowy, something that really like when the wind hits it, it takes it, honey, and it's glamorous, right? Also, when I think of Pisces rising, I think of the mermaids. I think of fishermen and fisherwomen, right? Like I definitely think of by the sea, because they're ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is the god of the sea. So these people bring not only a very watery quality to themselves, but they are just they have that very bohemian vibe to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, wavy hair. It look like it's wet, but that ain't been touched by water in days. But it's like, oh my God, what are you using on your hair? Like, very Pisces rising. These are the people who have like the wide set eyes or whatever, because also their traditional ruler is Jupiter. So you have to think about that expansion that Jupiter does. So these people are usually longer in stature, kind of larger on the feet and ears and things like that, bigger on the eyes. The features are a little bit more larger than normal. I'm not gonna say larger, but I think of it as like it's dreamy. You know what I mean? Like they have that dreamy look to them, child. Y'all give me life, okay? So Pisces rising, very dreamy look to them, and also very, very dreamy like people. Very Pisces on the rising again. Like I said, this is a house where Mars usually is a ruler of the house, and so we have Neptune here. So with Mars being there, Mars is like a go-getter. It wants to get it done. So in the first house, this is usually where you want to put some fire energy. You know what I'm saying? But you have water energy in the first house. So this kind of like slows things down a bit. It slows Mars down a bit. And your life may even seem like it's like either in slow motion, or it's almost like this loop feeling, I think of like when you listen to a song on YouTube and it'd be like loop for an hour, like that's like a Pisces rising life. You know what I mean? Like everything feels like it's in like this one big loop, or it perceives to be, or they even may perceive their world to you to be in this one big loop. Because again, I feel like the rising is what we don't mind other people seeing. And going back to that point, like I was saying, Pisces doesn't mind you seeing their sensitive side. They don't mind you seeing their spiritual side, their side to be more dreamy or idealistic, or to really believe in out of the box kind of thinking, or out of the box being. Also with Pisces being in the first house, this is the person who is very daydreamy, right? Like I said, Mars wants to get things done, but Pisces kind of wants to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It kind of wants to lay down, kind of wants to chill, kind of wants to, just kind of go with the moment, go with the flow. So again, like I said, this is the energy that not only Pisces risings give off, but this is how other people perceive you as well. Like very easygoing, very easy to get along with, because again, this is mutable water in the first house, right? Also, Neptune, which rules Pisces, is it's the god of the sea. So when I think of Neptune, I think of the sea in the ocean and like how vast and how wide and how dark and how wet it is. So I know that kind of sounded crazy, but but that's what I think of like when Pisces in the first house, because what I want you guys to think of is like elemental qualities. Even if you don't know like the different signatures of a different sign, think about their elemental qualities. So if we're in the first house, and the first house is normally usually hot and warm and uncomfortable, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's gonna get you up off your feet. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be too comfortable to where you're like chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like some Aquarius energy or some Pisces energy or anything like that. But you are going to be, with your head on a swivel. That's the kind of house or the kind of environment we're talking about. And then we put Pisces there. Like I said, that watery element. This is definitely kind of watering down also to your personality, watering down your ego. So you may also feel like the lone wolf. Also feel like there's no one who either thinks like you or who sees the world in the way that you do at times. So it may be sometimes hard to navigate your world because, like I said, you're in this. Pisces rising is in this almost like apex energy, but their energy doesn't match that. It's more nurturing. It's more feminine like energy, right? And they're in a masculine house. So they're in a masculine house doing feminine shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they out here in the world like, I'm going to draw, I'm going to create, I'm going to bring something to the world based on my desires, based on my dreams, based on the fantasies that I want to bring or make real. So that is something very important too. So Pisces on the rising, like I said, this is what you don't mind people seeing or what you don't mind expressing to the world. So a Pisces rising definitely wouldn't mind expressing their ability to create, to draw, to sing, music, dancing. Pisces rule the feet. So I get Pisces rising. I know y'all could cut a rug till flow up. Honey, I'm inviting y'all to my wedding. Honey, drop your address in the comments. Listen, because I ain't got the feet like that. I got the hands, Gemini vibes, but I ain't got the feet. Okay. So I need somebody, maybe teach me a couple lessons or two. But yeah, so that's Pisces in the rising. And also too, like I said, the way that you all see life, at times you may want to escape, right? Because again, this is in your first house. So this is your ego. So in situations to where it calls for your ego, it calls for you to be an adult or a individual, those are maybe times where you want to escape, or you may want to settle for a crowd view or a crowd like validation, like from the crowd, right? Because then you also have Virgo in the 7th house. So this is somebody that is literally like picking you apart within your relationships, because with that Neptune in the first house, you can't really see yourself fully, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like Pisces in the first house is the energy of, like I said, it's that lone wolf, but it's also the feeling of no one sees the world or views the world in the way that I do. And if I bring myself to the world in this way, because also Pisces rules fears and doubts, right? So that's sitting in your first house. So that's how you feel about oneself. It's like fearful and doubtful of what you can do, what you can accomplish, what people will accept from you, what people will expect from you. That is a major theme. So with Virgo sitting in that 7th house, these are your partners who are going to be able to shine that light on you and to really help you along the way on your day-to-day journey, to not only pick your head up, but to allow you to know that there's so many different perspectives in the world, and a lot of those perspectives may gear towards what you're going through right now, or how you kind of see the world. You know what I'm saying? So don't shut yourself out from the world. Give the world a chance, kind of thing. Because Pisces rising, like I said, or Pisces in general, but definitely Pisces risings, use that mode of escapism. And when I say escapism, you can escape from anything and to anything, right? Like, you can use work as an escape. You can use food as an escape. You can use video games as an escape. You can use drugs as an escape. You can use, your own hobbies. You can use your own spirituality as an escape and not wanting to be into the physical world. So that's very important for my Pisces to kind of wrap their mind around, or more like realize when we're doing it, so we can have a healthy balance or stay balanced in that Virgo like energy within your relationship, or what you attract in your relationship in the 7th house is what's going to allow you to see those things for what it is, because Virgo is very analytical, and Virgo is very matter of fact, and Virgo is very like, well, let me help you, let me fix you. And so by them trying to fix you, you're going to kind of see how the world views you, of this very highly intelligent person, highly creative person, very mystic, very spiritual, and you just need a little bit more direction to stay focused, to stay grounded. And also, too, with Virgo in your 7th house, your partners are going to ground you. They're going to bring you into physical reality, because like I said, Pisces rising, a lot of times y'all are floating. You know what I'm saying? You're creating your own world. You're creating your own fantasy for you to live in, for you to feel safe in, because like I said, with Pisces in that 1st house, you have a lot of doubts and fears of self and of the world. So in your mind, it's like, oh, I'd rather create my own world and kind of live there. You know what I'm saying? It's also, again, that escapism. What I just thought was like people who like play like video games, and they rather live in the video game world than take care of their bills, or brush their teeth, or do any of those like mundane, routine, day-to-day things. Again, what Virgo will help you do, or the energy that you attract from your partners, what they will help you do is see the reality, come to the reality, be safe in reality, and know that you can live in both worlds, but we have to have a balance between those. So let's move on, because I didn't spend a lot of time on the 1st house. I got super excited. Pisces, we're probably gonna have another video, because like I said, I've been trying to do this video for a minute, and like I still feel like I haven't got out half of the stuff I want to say. So here we go, child. All right, so moving to the 4th house, right? We're skipping the 2nd, we're skipping the 3rd. Maybe if you guys want to hear more about that, put it down in the comments. We can do videos on that. But I kind of want to hit on the key points that structure not only our personalities, but it structures us as an individual and in relationships. So the 1st house is about self. The 4th house is about our family, our roots, where we grew up, how we grew up, living conditions. The 7th house is our relationships, our partners, contracts, agreements, karma, things like that. And the 10th house is career or work, status, how we want to be seen in the world. And then if we get time, we're going to touch on the 12th house, which is Pisces placed at home. You know what I'm saying? The 12th house, which is the house of undoing, the house of almost like where you go at the end of the day to rest, the things that you have left behind, or the things that you aren't as consciously aware of. So it's like our subconscious house, if that makes sense, right? The things that we aren't aware of. So again, placing unawareness in a very aware place, and what I mean by that, placing Pisces in the 1st house, a unaware sign or unaware energy in a very like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this place. It calls for confusion. So you can even feel like Pisces rising, like at times life just feels confusing, or situation seems confusing, or there's a lot of confusion, or a lot of cloud, a lot of fog, a lot of rose-colored glasses around things. This is the rising in your chart. This is the filter in your chart that is filtering things through this lens, and working on your partnerships and relationships is what's going to help you not only gain that clarity within your life, but will allow you to kind of come down to earth, so you can even pick things apart in a way that will not only demystify things for you, but will make sense in your Neptunian like world. Okay. All right. Hope that makes sense. All right. So 4th house, because we're like 13 minutes in. All right. So the 4th house. So this is your home, where you grew up, your roots. How your family was structured. The 4th house also talks about your parents. And the 4th house also talks about, when we think about homes, like I want you guys to think, outside the box, like you guys always do. And think of like the city you were born in, or anything that you call home. Anything that you call home. So that could be literally like your grandma's house and your mama's house. That could be, a cafe down the street that you spent all your summers or your lunches, or what, home, anything you think of when you think of home, right? I want you to think about that here. So in your 4th house, you have Gemini in your 4th house, right? So we're moving down the chart. And so you have Pisces on the rise and Gemini in your 4th house. So Gemini in the 4th house, the energy of your home or the energy of your home life, the energy of your parents was a very mercurial energy, right? And now you also want to check where you have Mercury in your birth chart. That's going to help you identify or flavor a little bit more about the information that happened in that fourth house, right? And that's taking us one step further, but I feel like that information is important. But so when we talk about the fourth house and we talk about this mercurial upbringing or this mercurial background or backdrop. So with the Gemini in the fourth house, this gives me that your house either moved around a lot. You were a person who either changed homes, whether it was on a daily basis, you know what I mean? Like maybe you always went from mom's house to auntie's house and home, you know, like that was like your daily structure, or you actually lived in multiple homes. This could have been with the Gemini in the fourth house, your parents could have been military and you could have moved around a lot for that structure or facet, or it could have been just a lot of inconsistencies within your home, with your parents probably moving in with this person or moving out or here or there, whatever that mean for you, whatever that could mean for you, because that could be broken down in so many different ways about you transitioning homes or homes not being as stable for you. All right, so that definitely covers a little bit of ground with Gemini being in the fourth house. Also, Gemini in the fourth house, I always think about early learning and early childhood learning. So your parents were very, very keen on early childhood learning, making sure you had the books, making sure you were in school. And even if they weren't the parents that, you know, made sure they sat down with you at the table and did the work with you, because I don't feel like that was the case with Gemini energy, but they definitely made sure to always instill that within you. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go to school, you got to get your education. You know, my mom would always tell me this. I don't know if your mama did, but listen, she go, you need to go to school. Them people already got their education. You need to get yours. Some people got their degree. You need to get yours. You know, like very much that energy of just instilling that in you of the importance of education, or how you need to make sure that you yourself is getting the education or the education that is needed. Also, when I think of Gemini in the fourth house, you could have even lived in your car at some point. You and your parents could have lived in the car. Also, Gemini fourth house, I think of aunts and uncles. You could have either live with aunts and uncles, or you could be very close with your aunts and uncles, and either that, or you could you could still, like, when it comes down to, like, you know, cousins, friends, family, and stuff like that, when you have a cookout, you could be the person who mostly hangs with the older, like the aunts and the uncles, that kind of thing, because you grew up around them as a child, or just have a lot of mad respect for your aunts and uncles as well. Also, the fourth house, this is in Gemini, this is giving me that there's a lot of communication in your home. You know what I mean? Like, you guys were chatty, whether this was, you know, you talking your mama ear off, or your mama talking your ear off, or she talking your daddy ear off, but there was a lot of communication in the home, and there could have also been a distance in emotion, because with Gemini in the fourth house, this is the air energy, right? And the fourth house is ruled by Cancer, and it's ruled by emotion, it's ruled by water, right? Ruled by the moon. And for us to now place air where water normally is, this is someone who may be distant with their emotions, distant with the I love yous and the hugs and the sentimentals, the touchy feelings. Like, your family may not have been a touchy feeling, like that you were more of a, you know, I told you I loved you, or did you eat today? You know, that kind of thing. That's how I say I love you kind of thing. So that's another thing that could have been an identifier for Gemini in the fourth house. Another thing with Gemini in the fourth, I always think of, like, someone who is like the child of the neighborhood. You could have been that child, like, where you eat at everybody's house, child. You here, there, and you everywhere. You taking snacks from here, you taking snacks from there. Like, you at everybody's house, you good in with all the people in the neighborhood. Just like I said, like a neighborhood baby. You know, everybody, your mama. Also, too, when I think of Gemini in the fourth, your parents could have had you at a younger age, and you've seen different stages of their life, or you've seen them grow at different stages. Also, Gemini in the fourth, this is energy of, like, friendship energy, right? Like, you and your mom, you and your dad are good friends, right? Almost kind of similar to the Uranus in the fourth, right? Like, because when I think of Uranus in the fourth, this is if you have a Scorpio rising, a little small tidbit. you're a type of person who, or type of energy to where you may not even call your mom. You may call her by her real name. Same thing with Gemini in the fourth. I can see that, just that friendship relationship more than the mother-daughter or son and father kind of relationship. All right. What else with Gemini in the fourth? I'm trying to think what else with Gemini in the 4. I want to keep that. I want to keep y'all. Okay. If I have something else, I'll come back to it. All right. So let's move to the 7th house. So that's Virgo, right? Your 7th house is in Virgo, and it's opposite your rising, which is in Pisces. So Virgo in your 7th house is the energy that you're going to attract within relationships, the energy that you feel comfortable within relationships. And also can kind of tell you about some energy that you probably already been receiving from other people, whether they was Virgo risings, Virgo moons, you know what I'm saying? You didn't already dated some Virgos, or your mom could be a Virgo, but that's a whole nother situation. But anyway, this is the energy in this lifetime that is going to help balance out your first house, your ego, your self-esteem, who you are at the core, right? Virgo energy, or what you attract in a partner, is someone who is on their shit and about their shit. Like, honestly, that's the best way to explain that Virgo energy. That Virgo energy is someone who is routine in what they do. So with the Pisces rising, you definitely need that in your relationship. You need a relationship that is routine, that is grounded, that is stable. You know what I'm saying? That is going to have something for you to anchor to. Because Pisces, they always say that Pisces is a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like irresponsible in relationships kind of thing. Like they kind of flow in and out of relationships. But the thing about Pisces is they need someone to anchor them to reality. They need someone to anchor them to that relationship, to anchor them to that routine, that everyday, right? So with Virgo in the 7th, you need a partner who is not only going to anchor you, but ground you. You need some earth kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Pisces, and that earth and that water, it mixed together and it makes mud. And that's what is long standing. Okay. That is what's long standing. So I ain't telling you to get you an earth sign. I'm just saying, get somebody with some heavy earth energy in their chart. You know what I'm saying? To help ground you, and help ground your emotions. Because again, with that mutable water, your emotions can be all over the place at times. And with Pisces being with Pisces being exalted in the moon, this is basically saying that Pisces and the moon are like one in the same, or are cool with being around each other. They cool, they butt buddies type shit, right? And so with that being said, every time the moon is changing, every 2 days the moon is changing, Pisces risings are being affected within those changes. So this change is also coming out within your personality because it's in your first house. So whether you want to change your look, you want to change your hair every 2 days, this is the moon that is governing your ego, your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, right? And how you project that onto the world as well, how you want the world to feel about you as well. So with that Virgo in the 7th house, just kind of getting back to all of that, with the Virgo in the 7th house, this is important to know because of the partner that you are attracting. And when we think about attracting, also think about manifestation as well, right? So Pisces, on a manifestation level, when it comes down to doing your spell works, your tricks, your tips and your tricks, definitely working with earth energy. That is something that's going to ground your spiritual watery natures. It's going to bring that mystic to ground level and bring those manifestations into reality. I thought I should mention that. But also too, like I said, with that partner, you definitely want to, or you already are attracting someone in this lifetime who is going to ground you, who is going to help you with everyday things, routine item things. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be paying your bills on time, because Pisces rising, like I said, they live in their own world. So sometimes the worldly things can weigh them down and it can kind of overwhelm them. So you need a partner who is skilled in the earthly plane, and those things aren't going to weigh them down, so that you can help them on a mystical level and help them get into a spiritual plane and vice versa, if that makes sense, right? So moving on to the 10th house, so this don't get too crazy long. You have Gemini. My bad. You have Sagittarius in your 10th house. Gemini's in your 4th house. So Pisces in the 1st, Gemini in the 4th, Virgo in the 7th, Sag Sagittarius is in your 10th house. So your 10th house is about your career, your status, how you want to be seen, right? So when it comes to your career, when it comes to how you want to be seen in the work field, because Capricorn is normally who rules this house, and Capricorn is about work, responsibility, boundaries. When it comes down to those things, you Sagittarius sits here. So this is the energy of expansion. This is the energy of beliefs. This is the energy of higher knowledge and higher information. So when it comes down to your job, when it comes down to your career, or things that you may be interested in, or things that that you want to be seen for, when it comes down to your career, I could see Sagittarius in the 10th house as like some type of pastor or preacher, a motivational speaker, an orator, someone who is not only good with words, but someone who travels for work, who is international. So also, and with Gemini in the 4th, also it could be an artist. You could be a writer. You could write, ghostwriter for other people. You pick your caveat. You pick your caveat here, but think about things that are within travel. Within expansion, within your beliefs, within philosophy as well, like the philosophy of the world. Clearly that's what philosophy is, but sorry. But yeah, so 10th house, Sagittarius, these are people who are really good with words. These are people who are good with a crowd, with helping and teaching a crowd of people. Also being a teacher, being a professor. You know what I'm saying? This is a really, really good occupation, or some things that you would gravitate towards as being a 10th house, Sagittarius in the 10th house. Also having Sagittarius in your 10th house, like I said, make sure you work or you travel for work. And I also forgot to mention Pisces rising, make sure you live somewhere near water. You know what I'm saying? That's really going to help you not only ground, but it's going to help the mental chatter. It's going to help, bring clarity to your life. Getting them feet wet. Pisces rules the feet as well. Yeah, and then the 12th house, I'm going to touch on it just really, really quick. That is, that will be Aries in your 12th house. So the things that could be hidden for you is that self-esteem, is that ego. The things that are in the first house is in your 12th house. So it's hidden from you, or it's things that you have kind of like left out in this lifetime, if that kind of makes sense. And I'm going to do another video about the 12th house and like breaking it down, because the 12th house is very interesting. But yeah, so when we have anything in our 12th house, these are things that are hidden from us, that are lost, that are almost like they escape our reality. These are things that escape our reality, and Aries sits in your 12th house. So what escapes your reality is self. You are what escapes your own reality. So a lot of times dealing with reality can be a problem in this lifetime, based on Aries being in your 12th house and not really connecting with the self, and not connecting with the physical body, right? Connecting with a higher dimension and a higher realm and plane. So definitely check on your Pisces friends. Pisces, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all the true mystics. You know what I'm saying? They highly sensitive, supernatural beings. Like, Pisces are just so loving. Pisces rising, definitely they see out of love. They see everything out of love. And these are people who, they don't get their feathers ruffled too often, but please don't ruffle them. like I said, that mutable water, so that water can flip at any time and turn hot and burn the out of you. Okay, so don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, I think this is going to conclude my Pisces rising video. We almost at 30 minutes. Like, thank you for your time. Hope y'all got to the end. If you got to the end, put me a heart emoji down at the bottom. Let me know that you're a real one. Let me know you're a real one, okay? All right, until the next time, let it be a blessed time. Peace and blessings.